Welcome to Light the Night with Legends Lost to Violence here on YouTube. I am your host, Tabitha Gary Beckley, the daughter of the late, great Mabon Teeny Hodges, the love and happiness man himself, and the late Nita Faye Gary Fletcher. Let's light the night. Again, welcome to Legends Lost to Violence, August 31st, 2022. I'm your host, Tabitha Gary Beckley, the daughter of the legendary Mabon Teeny Hodges, the love and happiness man himself, the late and great Nita Faye Gary Fletcher. Also, it's my mom. And we're here to light the night in honor of legends and loved ones lost to violence. Here we honor all victims of violence, although we highlight legends lost to violence. We also honor individual loved ones who've been lost to violence. We honor also victims of mass violence. Mass violence is identified as an incident where 4 or more are killed and or injured. Our country is experiencing a pandemic of violence of all types, yet few are fully aware of that fact. Check out gunviolencearchive.org to see the assaults of violence that are being perpetuated and charted daily. The numbers are too astronomical to report here. This month, we also started honoring legends lost to drug overdose violence. Many legends and many more loved ones have been lost to the violence of drug overdose, and we've started to honor them as well. Tonight's first honoree is not only a legend, but a loved one lost to violence. He is my own family's loved one lost to violence. We start tonight by honoring loved one and legend Marcus Andre Price. A star was born October 21st, 1964 in Memphis, Tennessee. Marcus was one of 3 sons my dad's twin birthed. He was a musician. His instrument of choice was lead guitar. Marcus played in nightclubs during high school with the band Street Wave, formed by a group of brothers, family, and friends from Melrose High School in Memphis, Tennessee. That was in the 1980s. Later, he became one of the band members of the Bar-Kays. Marcus went on to meet with the late Prince and was preparing to leave his hometown to be a part of Prince's band when he was gunned down while walking home from one of the Bar-Kays rehearsals after not being given a ride the 3 or 4 miles home. He and a family member were walking home and he was gunned down. Thus, he never fulfilled his dream working with Prince. Did you know Marcus was the nephew of the late, great, world-renowned guitar player and songwriter Mabon Teeny Hodges, my dad, the love and happiness man himself? His light went out August 21st, 1984 in Memphis, Tennessee. He was shot to death. Marcus, we pause for a moment of silence to honor your light that was taken from us and this world. Rest in peace, cuz. Next, we honor legend Peter Arnay. A star was born September 9, 1918 in the federal territory of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He was a British screen and theater actor. He had 50-plus film appearances in his 40-year career span, including TV series The Avengers, Danger Man, and Pink Panther. He also played different roles in The Avengers, Danger Man. Did you know Peter was cast to be Rifle in BBC's Doctor Who? He was murdered before fulfilling his role in Doctor Who. His light went out August 1st, 1983 at the age of 64 in Knightsbridge, London. He was beaten to death. Let's pause for a moment of silence to honor his light that was taken from this world. Next, we honor legend Carlton Weekly, aka FBG Duck. A star was born December 6, 1993 in Chicago, Illinois. He was a member of the FBG Flyboy gang. Did you know FBG Duck's song Slide received over 50 million views on YouTube? His light went out August 4th, 2020 at the age of 18 in Chicago, Illinois. He was shot to death. Let's pause for a moment of silence to honor his light that was taken from this world. Next, we honor legend Beatrice Sharon Tate as we know her. Her star was born January 24th, 1943 in Dallas, Texas. She was an actress and model. She was Golden Globe nominated. She was Miss Tiny Tot of Dallas at the age of 6 months. She was also Miss Richland, Washington in 1957. Did you know Sharon was married to filmmaker Roman Polanski? Her light went out August 9th, 1969 at the age of 26 in Los Angeles, California. She was murdered by Charles Manson followers. Sharon was 8.5 months pregnant at the time of her murder. Let's pause for a moment of silence to honor her light that was taken from this world. Next, we honor legend Dorothy Strength. A star was born February 28, 1960 in Vancouver, Canada. She was an actress and a model. She starred in Galaxina. Did you know Dorothy was Canadian Playboy Playmate of the Year in 1980? Her light went out August 14, 1980 at the age of 20 in Los Angeles, California. She was brutally murdered by her estranged husband. Let us pause for a moment of silence to honor her light that was taken from this world. Next, we honor Danny Lochen. A star was born July 13, 1943 in Lanai, Hawaii. He was a television screen and Broadway theater actor. He was also a dancer. He played in Hello Dolly and West Side Story. He also played in Tom Sawyer the musical. Did you know that Danny appeared on The Gong Show and tied for first place? His light went out August 21st, 1977 at the age of 34 in Anaheim, California. He was stabbed to death more than 100 times. Let's pause for a moment of silence to honor his light that was taken from this world. Next, we honored legend Scott Monroe Sterling, aka DJ Scott LaRock. A star was born March 2nd, 1962 in New York City, New York. He was a disc jockey, turned producer, turned rapper. He was one of the founding members of BDP, Boogie Down Productions. Earned a varsity letter in basketball at Castleton State College in Vermont. Did you know DJ Scott LaRock was a social worker at Franklin Armory Men's Shelter? His light went out August 27, 1987 at the age of 25 in South Bronx, New York. He was shot to death. This was known as the first murder of hip-hop. Let us pause for a moment of silence to honor his light that was taken from this world. Before we go any further in honoring those that we've started honoring that have been lost to drug overdose, I can't help but notice the flickering of the flames in the candles, yet how some of them are very steady. Notice the one in the center, it's just total steadiness. It is amazing. This month, we started honoring legends lost to drug overdose violence. Far too many legends and loved ones have been lost to the violence of the overdose of drugs, both street drugs and prescribed drugs. This month's legends lost to drug violence are, first, we have Clarence Aaron Smith, a.k.a. Bubba Smith. He was an NFL player and an actor in Police Academy. His light went out August 3rd, 2011. He was 66 years old. The next legend that we have lost to drug violence overdose is Lenny Bruce, stand-up comedian. His light went out August 3rd, 1966. He was 40 years old. Third, we have Marilyn Monroe, actress, singer, model, famous. We know Marilyn Monroe, most of us. Her light went out August 4th, 1962, before I was ever born. She was 36 years old. Next, we have Daryl Porter, professional baseball player. His light went out August 5th, 2002. He was 50 years old. John Cordick, professional Canadian hockey player. His light went out August 8th, 1992 from drug overdose. He was 27 years old. Next, we have Lisa Robin Kelly. She was an actress on That 70s Show. Her light went out August 15th, 2013. She was 43 years old. And the last legend that we honor this month that was lost to the violence of drug overdose is Brian Epstein, manager of the Beatles at the time. His light went out August 27th, 1967. He was 32 years old. We end tonight's Light the Night by honoring the Ukraine-Russia war victims, those whose lives have been taken from the world due to this relentless assault and assassination on humanity. On February 10th, 2022, a brutal assault on Ukraine started at the hands of Russian authorities, and it continues to this day. This war has claimed countless innocent victims and scores of casualties, and an immeasurable number of evacuees and refugees near and far to their homeland. Let us pause for a moment of silence for the Ukraine-Russia war victims and the remnant thereof. Going forward, Let us remember to pray for the peace and restoration of each family, friend, associate, and individual that has been affected by all of these unprovoked, unnecessary, unrelenting, unchangeable acts of evil. R.I.P. Relent in peace. Strive to be the love you seek. Relax, release, relent, repeat. Relax, release, relent, repeat. Be anxious for nothing. Relent from stress, relent from mess, relent from expectations, relent from frustrations, relent from anxiety, relent from inhumanity, relent from unforgiveness, relent from lasciviousness, relent from accusations, relent from negative situations and conversations, relent from offending, relent from pretending. Be a piece of the peace and pass it on. Tonight's Light the Night event is sponsored by MILTON on the Spot. New and used tires and flats fixed, with 3 locations to serve you within the city limits of Memphis, Tennessee. 1684 Getwell, 3691 North Watkins, and 2127 Elvis Presley Boulevard. Owners Milton Stewart, Ed Hassel, and Dennis Hunt. Also, you can participate in lighting the night to honor a loved one. Go to our website, legendslosttoviolence.com. Purchase your candle. After we burn it during Light the Night, we'll mail it to you free. The candle purchase is $25 for everything, to get the candle set up with the name on it and everything, and to get it shipped and everything. It is $25, but you can get it all taken care of at legendslosttoviolence.com. We do have sponsors are welcome, and we're seeking sponsors. We also have donations that are welcome as well. On Cash App, it's $Legends Lost, the number 2, Violence. Our donations and our sponsorship, any collections that we do get, we're planning to have a live Light the Night event Memorial Day weekend 2023 in downtown Memphis, and we hope to see you there. Don't forget, be a piece of the peace. Stay tuned. See you soon.